Yeah, so you don't need to have it perfected. And a lot of people do this with, I'm writing a business plan, and when I do the business plan, I'll do this. And they spend years in the idea phase.
Mm-hmm.
What you need to do is actually get down to doing, because you get the opportunity to iterate. Like, if it's not perfect the first time around, you can do a second version. If you look at our packaging, the first time we started, it looks 100, like it's like a 180 in terms of what it looks like, the sizing of the product.
Right.
But we were out there. You have to start doing to learn, right? And start tweaking. But if you were waiting for, I have to launch and it has to be perfect, I think you're doing yourself a disservice.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get real answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. My name is Aquia Robinson, and I'm a makeup artist, beauty educator, and the creator of Friends in Beauty. I created Friends in Beauty to support like-minded creatives, just like you, on their quest to connect, network, and build genuine relationships within the beauty community. Join me every week as me and my special guests reveal the keys to success and longevity in the beauty industry, and most importantly, have fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. If you are a friend in beauty, I welcome you to join the Friends in Beauty Facebook community. If you're looking for a community of like-minded, ambitious friends in beauty to virtually connect with, network, and share resources, then click the link down below in the show description to join us in the Facebook community, and I'll be there to welcome you with open arms. Also, let's get social. Follow Friends in Beauty on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty. Additionally, the Friends in Beauty podcast is available on several platforms. We're on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google, YouTube, you name it, we are there. And whatever platform you are listening from right now, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into the Friends in Beauty podcast. I appreciate it more than you know. And I would love it even further if you took the time to leave a 5-star rating, a review, a like, a comment, a share, a subscribe, or something to let me know how you feel about the Friends in Beauty podcast. Additionally, Friends in Beauty is now on Patreon. So for as little as $3 a month, you can support the Friends in Beauty podcast. And there are also several tiers available that unlock Patreon exclusive content just for you, like behind the scene content of the Friends in Beauty podcast, bonus interview clips, a monthly Ask Me Anything, discounts, and so much more. So if that's something that you're interested in, I'll leave the link down below in the show description for that as well. Also, if you'd like to stay connected even further, join the Friends in Beauty mailing list tribe. They are the first to know about all things Friends in Beauty, and I send out different resources and tips throughout the week. So if that's something that you're interested in, join us over there. And last but not least, listen up. The most important thing is to share the Friends in Beauty podcast with your other friends in beauty, your family, your friends, anybody that you think could benefit from the information that is being shared. Share away to help me grow the Friends in Beauty community. Now, on this episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast, I welcome the Founders of Bolden to the Friends in Beauty guest chair. Bolden is a skincare line committed to helping shape the global conversation around inclusive beauty standards. It was founded by Chinelo and Ndidi in 2015 after they saw an unmet need for an affordable, vegan, and cruelty-free skincare line backed by science for melanin-rich skin. Childhood friends turned sister-in-laws, this dynamic duo has grown Bolden into an influencer must-have endorsed by the likes of many, such as beauty guru Jackie Aina and actress Yvonne Orji. Bolden's product range includes their bonafide cult favorite SPF 30 Brightening Moisturizer and a line of ethically sourced shea butter oils from a Burkina Faso women's co-op. Bolden has been featured in the likes of Cosmopolitan, Oprah Magazine, Elle, Essence, Forbes, Harper's Bazaar, and Women's Health, and has also received coveted beauty awards from Into the Gloss, Women's Health, WWD, and Cosmopolitan, among others. How cool is that? I had such a wonderful time chatting with Chinelo and Ndidi. They were so much fun, and we had the opportunity to talk about so much. In this interview, they share the story behind how they met, reconnected, and became sister-in-laws because, I had to get the tea, okay? They also share how a vacation in Key West sparked their inspiration for creating Bolden, why their customers remain loyal and continue to support the brand, their thoughts on skin bleaching, tips for going into business with friends or family, big news about their upcoming launch in over 1,000 Walmart stores, and so much more. Let's go ahead and jump into this chat with Chinelo and Ndidi, the founders of Bolden. And if you prefer to watch our beautiful faces, then tune in on YouTube. Enjoy. Welcome to the Friends of Beauty podcast, Chinelo and Ndidi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Happy to be here.
Yes, I'm so happy to have you ladies for sure. Before we jump into the podcast, I would love to start off with some icebreakers just to get us warmed up and friendly with each other. And so the Friends of Beauty audience can get to know you outside of what you do for your brand. So first one, yes, since it's two of you, I guess I'll start with Chinelo and then Ndidi for the...
Can I just say I suck at icebreakers, so...
Great, watch. Today is the day. I have a good...
I'll shine, right? Okay.
Today is the day. So the first one, Chinelo, just give us 3 random facts about you.
Random facts. I'm a mom of 2 boys. I live in Texas.
Okay.
But the Texas I live in doesn't really feel like Texas because I live in El Paso. So it's very Western or very heavily Mexico influenced. And third random fact, if I wasn't doing this, I'd be doing finance.
Nice. Okay. And what about you, Ndidi?
Oh, back to follow. All right. 3 random facts. I love to watch Korean dramas, Asian dramas. I really find them very dramatic and interesting. I love to travel, and I hope I get to keep doing it, Healthy body, able to move, right? And I do also have 2 boys. So that's one thing Chinelo and I have in common. We both are raising 2 beautiful Black boys. So yeah.
Awesome. Chinelo, what do people always tell you that you're good at?
I think I'm empathetic. I'm able to put myself in people's shoes. So I always think there are 2 sides to every conversation. So
I like that. What about you, Ndidi?
I think someone told me this weekend that I'm good at bringing people together. So I like to get friends, family. I like to spend time with people that I care about. So, and then they get to know each other, and
Yeah. I love that. Okay.
That is true. I can attest to that. She's a connector.
That's great. I love that. I feel like I'm the same way. I'm like the common ground for a lot of people, especially in my family, where I have a big family. So a lot of people, the different personalities and stuff. But when it comes to me, I could bring everybody together. I love that. Yeah. Okay. So this one might get a little bit, I don't know, but Chinelo, when is the last time that you did something for the first time?
At this my big age, I don't know if there are a lot of firsts. First time. When the last time I did something? Does reading a new book count? I just started reading Phil Knight's Shoe Dog, and I'm loving it. And I'm reading it for fun, but it's so insightful. So I don't know. That's the only thing I can say that I just picked up, but it's nothing new. But I don't know. That's a tough one.
What about you, Ndidi?
Did something. I mean, I recently visited the Eiffel Tower. It was my first time. I mean, a lot of people do it as young adults or something that random trip to Europe, but I got to do it for the first time recently. It was still amazing. Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
Okay. I have these things called pod decks, and they have like these random questions.
Oh, okay.
One of them is a would you rather, and one is a what the heck.
Yeah.
I might do 50-50. Since I normally let you choose which one you want. But since it's two of you, I think I might pull from each deck. So let's see. This is the would you rather. So I'll give it to
would you rather?
No, I've done that one before. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Okay, I'm gonna give Chinelo a break and give it to Ndidi first.
All right, let's see.
Would you rather have your jaws wired shut for a month, drinking only out of a straw, or wear an eye patch for a year?
An eye patch, like over one eye.
Or both eyes. Wait.
I
One
would
eye
wear
or
the
both
eye patch. I would wear the eye patch. I need to eat. I like food. So. No wiring of these jaws.
What if it was both eyes though? What if it was both
eyes? Why would I wear an eye patch over both eyes?
Because would you rather? There are two things you wouldn't want to do.
I read a lot, so yeah, I would. If it's both eyes, I would wire my jaw. This is awful. I won't wire my jaw shut. Oh, yeah. I would drink coffee and green juice to get me by. I need to drink coffee, so
I think it has to be both eyes, otherwise it wouldn't really be.
Yeah, I could wear an eye patch over one eye.
Yeah.
As long as I get to, read and watch my K-dramas from the other eye, that's fine.
Can you imagine how much stuff they would get away with your eye patches on?
I know.
Well, I'm not gonna do that one. Let me see. This is a what the heck. Oh, this is cute.
Oh,
Chinelo, if you had to pick a new name for yourself, what would you pick?
Oh, a new name. A new name. So I have two boys, but I always had a name that I would have given my daughter if I had a daughter.
Aww.
And then I would have used Adora.
Oh, that's a beautiful.
It's a Nigerian name, and it's like
a beautiful Nigerian name.
Daughter of like the clan or the
daughter of the whole land. The first daughter of the whole land.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. Nice. And the last one, ladies, for the icebreakers. If you weren't the founders of Bolden, what else could you see yourself doing? I know Chinelo mentioned finance, but what in finance would you be doing?
So before this, I used to do credit rating. I used to rate bonds, and it's really fascinating. I'm very interested in the credit markets, finance stuff. So I think the world of finance and just how money moves and you need money to make money has always fascinated me. So if I wasn't doing this, I'd be doing that. And even this still has a bit of that in it. So
that's a tough question, because I've wanted to do so many different things. One of them would be to attempt going to a writing workshop and trying to write. I have a lot of stories to tell, but to actually practice the craft of writing, I don't think it comes so naturally to me. So that might be something to get into.
Okay, I like those. This was a fun icebreaker. Thank you so much for sharing. Before we jump into the interview, though, I would love to know. I just need the backstory on this friendship, on this marrying the brothers. I need the tea. Like, how did you all meet and reconnect?
The first time we met was in boarding school in Nigeria. And Ndidi switched schools after a year.
After my first year.
Yeah, and then we didn't reconnect till the next time I met her. I was in business school in Maryland.
Yeah, the party. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And shortly after that, it turned out we were dating brothers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just happen to be dating the brothers. You don't
Yes.
like connect.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
my husband is Chinelo's husband, immediate elder brother.
Yeah.
And they're very close because they're doctors. So, they're in the same profession, they're in school around the same time.
Yeah.
So they live together. And so
Just ended up.
ended up.
And then Ndidi ended up getting an MBA. I was working in finance. So we spend a lot of time, we kind of think alike. We have so many things in common.
At the same age.
We really enjoy each other's company.
I love that.
And so we decided to do this.
Yes, I love that. Were you all in the Maryland area?
So I went to business school in Maryland, and I moved to Maryland. I went to college in New York, and I worked in New York briefly. I was also funny enough, I was in finance, but more like in a marketing capacity.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to work. My undergrad was in economics, so I went to work. I wanted to be a proper economist. I wanted to really live up to what I studied. So I moved to DC and I worked for the Bureau of Economic Analysis. So we sort of crossed paths in DC,
Mm-hmm.
but then we both left Maryland, DC area, and I went to Boston for grad school, and Chinelo went to New York.
Nice. I was going to ask you all where you were located because I saw a lot of familiar faces in your marketing. I'm in DC.
Oh,
makeup
we're
artist.
in DC this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
It's
I
cute.
love DC. I love DC.
Yeah, so I'm a makeup artist too. So when I was looking at your website, I was like, oh, I know that model. Like on the web, on the Instagram too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So what was the inspiration for creating Bolden?
It was on one of the vacations Ndidi and I were taking with the brothers. We were in Key West and spending a lot of time outdoors. Key West is really a walkable island. So we were walking outdoors, riding bikes, and we thought, we're spending a lot of time outdoors, we probably should wear sunscreen. So we walked into like a pharmacy, picked up 2 tubes, went back to the hotel we were staying in and tried applying it, and it was a mess. It left a white cast. No matter how hard we tried to rub it in, it didn't budge. It was just unusable. So, it dawned on us that, this product wasn't really made for us, or, we weren't considered when this thing was put up in the marketplace. And that there was a space for, a beauty brand that put Black women front and center. And if we weren't seeing it, that maybe we could be that change. And that's really how the brand was born.
Yeah. And, after that trip, because we were just surprised that, in today's world that was still the case, right? So after the trip, we just wanted to, check in with the people we know to see what the experience has been, just because both of us had similar experiences. Like, we have to use different brands, different products, just to get the effect or to arrive at the solution we're seeking. So we said we just tapped into our network, and like high school, college friends, working friends, just all the Black women we knew. We sent a survey, just trying to find out how they shop for skincare. And it was really, it resonated with what we thought. Yeah, everyone, it was a mess. They all used like 10 different brands because this one thing does this, maybe this one thing. You're just doing the research yourself and trying to find, the solution yourself. And we just felt like there was space for, a brand to come in and just own, the answers and just, provide the solutions for our skin type,
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how we just jumped into it and started learning, a lot of learning. We're still learning, of course. So yeah, that's how we got started.
Awesome. When you launched the brand, you launched with sunscreen?
No. It takes a while to develop because we really wanted a special type of sunscreen. Our sunscreen is fantastic because it's like a 3-in-1. It's a sunscreen. It has UVA, UVB protection. It's a moisturizer. it moisturizes our skin quite well.
Mhm.
And then it also has vitamin C to really help manage hyperpigmentation, which a lot of, us face. So that's it took a while to get to that point, to find a company willing to, we wanted to find a great lab that would work with us,
Mhm.
a fantastic high quality lab, but then we were pretty small, right? So that was a challenge. But eventually we did find that, and we learned that you just have to knock on every door. You just can't let your size deter you. Just knock, someone will open the door,
Absolutely.
And but we did launch with a line of shea oil. It was like low hanging fruit for us. We felt like just a lot of Black people use shea butter, right?
Mhm.
But the challenge of finding great butter, there's just different grades, different colors, it's just, you just don't know what to trust.
Yeah.
So we love using it ourselves, and we felt like we could do a good job of coming up with an oil
Mhm.
that you've stripped out the wax from the butter, and you have the pure oil left behind, and it does everything shea butter does, but then you don't have the heaviness of the butter, and extremely, we have unscented, we have sweet vanilla, so we gave options. So we started with that, because we could do it while we were waiting
Right.
to develop the rest of the initial products in our skincare line. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Like what is the process for coming up with these products, and how long does it normally take for you to, like, from idea to, I guess, formulation to when it comes on the market?
I want to say it could be up to 2 years. And I think the sunscreen, because it's an over the counter, it's regulated by the FDA. Not everyone can do it, and it has to meet exacting standards.
Mhm.
That process is rather long. You'd have to do a compatibility test with the component you're selling it in. You have to do stability, and then you have to do validation to make sure that the protection that you say it actually has, and it's all documented and it's available for testing. So that process is expensive and time consuming. But for what I would say easier formulations, maybe it's a cleanser that does a specific thing. It could be about a year from idea to launch.
Got you. So while you all were waiting for certain products to be built out, you had the shea oil that you were selling in order to get the brand out there. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw on your website and like other marketing, you use like skincare backed by science. Like, what exactly does that mean? And like, how does that set you apart from like other brands?
In the industry, and I think what we're trying to say is the science of skin is a science. There's a process to finding ingredients that work for certain skin ailments. There's testing that happens, but also it's an industry that's notorious for having a lot of opinions. There's a lot of foo-foo science in beauty. When you don't finish your oatmeal, put it on your skin because it'll do this, it'll calm your skin. But we wanted to follow the science. Is there data supporting that claim? So when we were formulating and picking our right ingredients, we wanted to have ingredients that were well researched and backed by science. So if you look at a study, a double-blind study, you can see where, how the participants performed, how the ingredient or the product performed on participants. And that's really where we went. So, take for instance, our broad spectrum sunscreen that protects from UVA. All of the filters we have to use filters that are approved by the FDA. And vitamin C, the data on the efficacy of vitamin C is probably one of the longest tested, and it's well known. Glycolic acid. So we're not here saying, not that I have anything against turmeric. Turmeric is great, but you have to have data. Like, okay, so other than it, having you anecdotally saying, oh, it brightens my face.
Right.
Is there data there? Yeah, so it has to stand up to the test. And that's really what science is. It's repeatable, that if I independently do this test, I should get similar results. And that's what we mean.
I love that. Yeah. What do you think is what do you think it is about Bolden that your loyal customers have just fallen in love with and continue to come back and support the brand?
Our products work. They work. I always give this analogy, right? So, or rather, a little story. My mom, she lives in Africa, but she visits me. And one summer she came and I was just like, Mom, what? I gave you Bolden. So I could tell she has not used sunscreen because her face, she's much fairer skinned than I am. I'm like, what's going on? You just, because you could have her arms, her body, when she takes off her clothes, but then her face was just shades darker, just looked tired. I was like, were you using the sunscreen that your daughter developed that I gave you? She's like, no. I was like, oh boy. All right. She's like, what do I do? Tell me. So I was like, you just do this for the next 3 weeks, and she used the cleanser, toner, SPF. My mom can be fastidious. She can be fastidious. So she, was diligent and used it daily. And in 3 weeks, she could not believe just how bad her skin. Yeah. And I heard her talking to all her friends. Oh, my daughter's skincare is the best. And you should all go to the website and buy it. So yeah, no, our products do work. And a lot of customers we meet, they always see it. We see them at shows. Like this weekend, some people stop by. We're at a show, and it just feels good, to hear that, because that's what we want. That's why we're doing this, So
yeah, I also think that a lot of our customers see themselves reflected in our brand. They really feel seen with what we say. When something was developed with you in mind, there is some pride in that. So they're happy to use the product, and when it works, it's like, oh, they're over the moon. So just that acknowledgement that you are priority. We prioritize you. I think that makes all of the difference for us.
Yeah, I love that. And since you mentioned your mom, this is really random, but how did your family feel initially when you got rid of those corporate jobs? Said, okay, I got this MBA, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this skincare line with my best.
I'll let you go.
I was gonna say, our husbands, I know we talk about this too. So our husbands were really supportive. In fact, they always boast to anyone willing to listen that this is Bolden is their retirement plan, And so they were very supportive, really helpful. My husband is always, it's like, can I come to your show? I'm like, no. But I felt like it wasn't really family. Family, they were supportive. Once they know that we're passionate about it, and they could see the effort that we're put into it. But I felt like sometimes people, until they see your products on the shelf or some other independent, authority, when they bless your product, then they start to believe in the dream, So it was a little frustrating, but I understood that it's just, you're trying to switch how they see you and what path that they, thought of you taking to this new, So, and I don't think before this, I never expressed entrepreneurial dreams per se. I felt like I would say I would always own my company one day, but I don't think it's something that I shared a lot. So it was just like, what are you talking about? What are you, you're doing so well in corporate. Why don't you stay in, but yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, I think my family has always been super supportive. It's almost like, the only thing stopping you from doing anything is you. Like, if you put your mind to it, you're going to do it. So I don't think I had anyone second guess or doubt that we could do it. But I think maybe some friends were a little slower. And like Ndidi said, it's really switching that mindset. It's like, oh, I know you. It's that familiarity. Like, oh, well, I've known you all your life. Like, why would I all of a sudden buy skincare from you? Like, I want my skincare from this big brand that I know nothing about, but they've marketed and they have flashy photos of, so. And I understand that familiarity is something you have to overcome. But when you now get strangers and publications that they trust, sort of like bless you, like, oh, so, oh wow, so, but it's human nature, so I kind of understand it.
Yeah, that's so funny. Like, oh, they were in, I know her, I know him. I get that. I was looking at your Instagram page and I saw an interview that you did, and you were talking about sunscreen, or people don't wear sunscreen, how it could damage their DNA. And like, I was like, the DNA, I didn't know that. I sent it to my friend because me and him have been having this, like, I don't want to say debate, because I told him I'm not arguing with you. I'm just letting you know I'm gonna buy you some sunscreen, because like he's outside a lot. And his response is always, okay, so what did our ancestors use back in the day? They weren't on the equator. They didn't have all these problems. And like, what do you say to people like that? Because I feel like people of color are so hard-headed when it comes to wearing sunscreen. It's like, why do you want to fight? Like, why do you want to fight about it?
I was talking to someone this weekend, and I think a good analogy, and it was a Nigerian crowd. And I told them, the one analogy I'll tell you about why you should wear sunscreen is when you go to the market. We have all these open air markets in Nigeria, and the lady you're buying stuff from, you think she's 65, but she might actually be 35. And I'm telling, and I'm not kidding you. It's the sun. It's the sun. It's like your number one reason for premature aging, and it is damaging your DNA. And so when we were formulating, and that's why we put vitamin C in our sunscreen, because it boosts performance. It prevents DNA damage and all that oxidative damage. So it is critical. Yeah, we have some protection because we have melanin, but it's only just that little. And the more time you spend outdoors in the sun, the more damage and premature aging have. Sorry, I think I interrupted.
No, I was gonna say pretty much the same thing that we just explaining, because a lot of people did ask, what do we really, especially the men, a lot of women, actually Black women, I was quite impressed this weekend, like, oh yeah, I use my sunscreen, but the men are like, no. So I wash my face with soap out the door. And why do we need sunscreen in Africa? I was like, yeah, in Africa, a lot of people look older.
They are.
Yeah, it's because they spend a lot of time. When I go to Africa, I get shades darker. So just to imagine if I didn't have sunscreen, it's even worse. So we do need it.
I think I'm more serious about it now because I like to do carnival. I like go to Trinidad and stuff like that. Yeah. And if I don't put it on, by the end of my trip, like my nose is literally peeling. It's like peeling in my shoulders. It's like so nasty.
And then the thing that we as Black people don't recognize is maybe because we don't burn as easily, is the burning is from UVB rays. The aging is from UVA rays.
Right.
And that's a slower process. It's not something that you can see immediately, but it is happening.
Right. It is happening. Okay. For those people like me who want to age gracefully, we also want to have fun, like with our skincare routines, our skincare rituals. Like, what products from the line would you recommend us like starting out with?
For me, let me talk about my favorite products. My favorite product is a Glow Hydrating Mask. I
have one handy.
Okay, there it is. I like to say that it's like a facial in a jar, because that's what it feels like after you've rinsed it off, your face feels like it's been infused. You know, when you get a facial and there's the steaming, like it's, you know, your face just feels so glowy and just soft and super hydrated. That's what it does in 15 minutes.
Ooh.
Yeah. And by the time you rinse it off, it feels like a little like hot to touch because it's, you know, it's just, it feels so good. And I love the feeling, lasts for days. So that's my favorite product to use. I use it about 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay, I love that.
So I would say, you know, beauty is can be indulgent, like Ndidi just described. It makes you feel good, but also we have products that serve a purpose. So that treatment geared towards treating ailments. So one of our I want to call it a workhorse is our clay mask, and this kind of product you use because you have an ailment. It's not a feel good, oh, it's Friday night, I'm watching a movie, let me put my thing, because it has sulfur in it and it stinks. So you need that added incentive to use it. But if you know the first sign of a breakout, if you put it on, zaps it. So it's almost like, yeah, because you know what it's going to do for your skin, you will tolerate that bit of discomfort with the smell of sulfur. But I think if I were giving advice, I would say you just need a basic solid routine. And it's really 3 products. You want a gentle cleanser. What you need out of your cleanser is you want it to be pH balanced. So anything from 5.5 to 6 pH. Which is sort of mimics your skin's natural pH. It's a little acidic, so that it doesn't mess with your skin barrier or knock it off, encourage bacterial growth. And then the second most important thing is time you spend washing. So if you spend at least 60 seconds, anywhere 30 to 60 seconds, where you're gently massaging, letting the soap do its work. You know, break down oil and dirt from the day, break down sunscreen if you're wearing one, and then wash off. So that's the most important thing about washing. And then you tone. What we like about toning is it restores hydration. You can use it for mild exfoliation. Exfoliation is very important, but we like it when it's gentle and consistent. Our best-selling toner has 1% glycolic acid, so it's gentle enough for daily use. And it just helps you clear out dead skin cells and encourages new cell turnover so that you have new cells that look youthful and you're glowing. And then it has, hyaluronic acid for hydration. So it's, that healthy looking plump skin. And then you wear sunscreen. And that gets you almost all the way through, with your routine. You're going to have less breakouts. You're going to have less dark marks with just these 3 basic steps.
I love that. I was smiling when you said the length of time that it takes you to wash your face. Because I try. Like my skin right now is like mostly genetics. Like I don't have like a dedicated skincare routine. Like I'll try products, I'll use them out, and then I'll just switch to something else when it runs out. But I know I'm going to try Bolden for sure.
Yes.
I'm curious. I'm a Bolden girl. Yes. But I don't know the word. It's not curious, but I know that bleaching is like an epidemic that is hitting like the continent of Africa and also the Caribbean. My family's from Jamaica. And there are a lot of people there who like bleach their skin. Yeah. Are there products? I don't know. I'm just asking if you know of anything that can help people to like repair their skin after they've done stuff like that.
It is so tough.
Yeah. Well, so I would say you're essentially trying to, reverse extensive damage. The worst part of what people do when they bleach is they don't even wear sunscreen. So
the damage is
heightened. It's almost like by a factor. You're doing this really aggressive treatments to your skin and makes it very photosensitive. Then you're outside in the hot sun. You're getting all these really bad burns. So I would start with, barrier repair, just helping your skin do its job. Like a healthy skin keeps bad stuff out and good stuff in. So if your skin barrier is intact, it's able to protect you. And then wear sunscreen. So you're going to be doing stuff where you're trying to repair and build collagen so that the texture of your skin restores the texture of your skin. Because what ends up happening is, with significant bleaching, is your thing gets really thin. Your skin gets really thin. So you're trying to restore the strength of the skin, restore the barrier, and protect it. So unfortunately, you just have to go back to the basics of, a solid skincare routine, protecting it from the sun, and give it time.
Yeah.
You definitely need time for the healing.
Yeah. Do you all ever promote Bolden in that way for people to be proud of their skin?
Yes, that's what the whole idea is, to embrace the skin you're in, even with all its, a lot of people get frustrated, with acne, hyperpigmentation. And I feel like some of them feel they need to bleach because they just can't, they don't want to deal with the dark spots, But they have products out there that help to, get rid of dark spots, like our products will help you, but you have to give it time. You have to be consistent, and you have to give it time. So the reason we exist is for people to be happy in their skin.
Yes.
Be happy with your skin and take care of it. If you take care of it well and you're patient, when you do have, breakouts, a little bit of hyperpigmentation, if you give it some time, it will get back to, where it's to good skin. You just have to be patient.
I want to say the biggest thing, the difference in beauty, between color cosmetics and skincare is, with color cosmetic, is instant. I can go from, it's like a transformation. Oh, this is me now, but this is my new face. But with skin, there's no magic panacea. It needs time. You need consistency, and you need to give it time for your skin to go through a skin cycle. So whatever is on the surface has to die off, and you have new skin that you can take care of. And that requires patience and consistency. And it's hard to teach. Oh, don't worry, use this in a month. I swear, you're gonna love it. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's a harder sell than, hey, put on this red lipstick and it transforms your look. Or put on this foundation and, oh my God, I was looking like a chocolate chip cookie. Now I have flawless skin. It's so hard when you're competing with the instant gratification versus, what comes with really taking care of your skin and just being able to exist in life without having to put on makeup for every single occasion. We want to make makeup optional. If you want to, wear it, but the skin that you're born in is beautiful, and we just want you to get make the most of that.
Absolutely. And I'm over here thinking about just the way that skincare, or just those type of products, are marketed to people of color, especially young women of color. Because I remember growing up, and I have this dark spot on the side of my face. It's literally always been there. It doesn't bother me. But I remember my mom taking me to fashion fair at the time to get something to cover it, and they sold us a bleaching cream basically to lighten it. And I just think it's so interesting. I guess it's really a testament to brands like yours for creating something for people of color that actually works, that we don't have to take those routes to bleach it.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
It's so crazy to me that they would even, I don't even think I was 16 yet. So the fact that you're offering that kind of product, if I didn't have the background that I have with my mom and the way I grew up, I probably would have went off the deep end thinking that I needed to probably bleach everything.
Exactly. And that's exactly the narrative that we're trying to counter. but you need more brands like ours. I think there's room for more. It's not just one and done. If you think of the number of other brands with their messaging, that it can't just be us, because we need the numbers to get the message out. So there's definitely room for a lot more brands with our messaging and making products that work for our skin tone and texture.
Yeah. When you were growing up, did your family have any, I guess, skincare rituals that you saw like the women doing to take care of their skin?
Yeah, well, my mom worked in banking, and so she had to dress up. She wore suits every day, and she used to wear makeup, but she was very particular about taking off her makeup every evening. She would sit on her dressing table, and she would use then she used 1006.
What's that?
Oh, 1006 it's a brand.
It's very astringent.
Yeah, it's an astringent.
I think it had a lot of alcohol.
But she used it, and she would wipe it off, and she would wash her face every night, and she used oil of Olay back then, like the moisturizer. But that's where I learned how you must wash your skin, wash off the makeup no matter what. No matter how tired I am, I always take off my makeup.
Okay.
Even if it's strange, even if I let me just sleep for 5 minutes, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
There's a clock behind that little snooze. I will wake up in 5 minutes and go wash up my skin. So that was what I picked up from my childhood from my mom.
Okay.
My mom was really big on staying moisturized. She better not catch you looking ashy. So shea butter was big in my household. Even Vaseline. And I know a lot of people frown on Vaseline today, but I think it's just one of those timed things that come in waves. There's really nothing wrong with Vaseline. You might be anti-petroleum, but it's not toxic. It's a pure form of petrolactum. Yes, maybe you're against where it's derived from. But yeah, Vaseline was big. Shea butter was big, because we had shea butter for so many things. Shea butter was it could solve everything. If you have a cough, you could swallow some shea butter to soothe. I know.
Really? Yes. It's used for butter. It's used for chocolate in Europe.
Yeah, it's used for cooking. Yeah. So let me tell you, there's one story I remember. I had a cough, and I was hesitating whether or not to tell my mom. I think it was a sore throat, whether to tell her, because I knew she was going to give me some shea butter. And you don't swallow it; you just keep it in your mouth, and it slowly melts and soothes your. But it was just nasty. So do I want to feel better, or do I think I can just power through this sore throat? I eventually told her, and she gave me some shea butter. It helps. It really does help. But now we have things like Robitussin. We don't have to butter. But yeah, I just remember using shea butter a lot in the house for hair, as a moisturizer, and even for if you have dry, flaky skin, eczema, all of those stuff. So yeah.
Yes, I love that. I was over here smiling because I have this thing that I've been doing on the podcast called Never Have I Ever. Have you played that game before? The drinking game? But of course, we're not drinking, but I have a Never Have I Ever statement for you ladies. If you've done it before, and I feel like Ndidi might not have done it.
Oh,
we'll see. If you've done it before, I want you to share the story behind it. But if not, if you haven't done it, I want you to share what products from Bolden would you recommend for this if somebody does this. You'll see what I mean in a second.
Okay.
So kind of pertains to what you just said about your mom, but never have I ever gone to sleep in a full face of makeup. If you've done it before, tell me the story. If not, what product would you use from Bolden to strip all that makeup away? Hey, I know you're enjoying the episode, but I have something to tell you real quick. Did you know that I created a Patreon? Look, podcasting is fun. I absolutely love it, but it is not cheap. And there have been so many people who have reached out to me that want to support the show somehow and keep the good vibes flowing. So I thought, why not create a Patreon? For as little as $3 a month, you can support the Friends of Beauty podcast and join a community of other loyal supporters of the show, just like you, okay? There are other tier levels available that unlock tons of exclusive Patreon-only content like behind-the-scenes clips, bonus interview content, monthly calls with me, discounts, and so much more. But no matter what tier level you decide to choose, I appreciate you so much, and I'm going to give you a shout out on the podcast when you join. So if you'd like to be a part of the exclusive Patreon community for the Friends of Beauty podcast, I'll leave the link right here and down below in the show notes for you to join. And as always, I appreciate your support so, so much. Now, let's go ahead and jump back into the episode.
Shea oil will strip it.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. So how I take up my makeup, I pump like 4 pumps. And I just sort of rub my entire face, especially lipstick. Because lipsticks these days, like
Yeah.
it just not come off. So I would like rub my lips, everything. You can see everything coming off, like your lip area is all red.
Yeah.
On my eyes, I would like rub it, and then I would like just wipe it all off. I like to see the clean before I wash, just to see that the makeup is out, and then I wash with the cleanser. But yeah, I do not go to sleep with makeup. Okay. But I have done it in my 20s.
No. I am sometimes,
my 20s, yeah.
You know what? It's not intentional. You know how you're like, oh, because I fall asleep mid-sentence. You think you're talking to me, and next thing there's a gentle snoring.
A whimper.
So I would say that, yeah, I am guilty. I know better, but sometimes, the body's weak. I try to minimize it. But Ndidi's right. That it's almost like double cleansing. It will take off the most difficult makeup, especially lipstick. And then it's just an easy wash.
Yeah, I love that. It's been a minute since I've fallen asleep in my makeup, but I like the idea of using the oil first to break it down and then cleanse.
Better than me.
And you know what? What I tell people, I'm like, if you are really tired, just keep like a pack of like wipes, like facial wipes, and the shea oil by your bedside. All you have to do, you barely lift your head up, do the oil.
I don't even want to encourage people to.
I'm not encouraging. I'm just saying.
I guess it's better than not washing.
Yes. I want you to get up and just sacrifice that 5 minutes of sleep, sweet sleep, to wash off your face, but just in case.
But the thing is, you end up feeling much better once you've done it.
Exactly. I feel proud. I'm like, yes.
You brush your teeth, then you can, just climb into bed. Yeah, that's my work in progress. Just being very deliberate and consistent with my wind down. It helps with your sleeping, because I'm big on sleep now. But yeah, so
I need to sleep better.
Yeah, setting the mood for sleep. So you're not falling asleep or just like I said, mid-sentence. You're actually preparing the environment you'll be in, being a little more deliberate with prioritizing sleep.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. That was fun. So for our friends in beauty who may want to start a business with like a family member or friend, do you have any advice that you can offer them?
I think it's difficult because we know what happens with business, especially money. So you have to deal with it. You have to think about it carefully, especially since you have to see this person outside of business. So if you were doing business with a friend, you could say, this is business. Outside of that, I don't have to deal with you. But if you're dealing with a family member, you don't want to bring any of that spillover into your personal family relationship. So I think for us, we found what helps, that we're very, I think, open we're able to take criticism and not take it personally. Like if she has an idea that I don't believe in, she doesn't take it personally. We know it's about the business. So I think one is maturity, two is mutual respect. So you have to respect her as a person. So that when she has a view, just know that, okay, we disagree on this point. It has nothing to do with her as a person or me as a person. It's just a view. And then don't have a huge ego. People take things so personally. I see, like, you know,
Of the business.
yeah, prioritize the business. It's I think that's the one thing that I think that helps us, is that we don't have huge egos. And I just try to keep the focus on the business. We are great friends outside of the business, but we've learned to work together, and you know, I think we complement each other really well. We have skill sets that we bring that are quite complementary and fill gaps. So that might be also something that you look for in a partner, so that it's not an echo chamber but you have someone who might have a different perspective on things, so that rounds you out well.
I would say, like, make sure you have a very good, like an agreement, like think through it, right? Think about a way to mediate, like, because I've heard about things can get out of control, especially when it comes to money. So just have something that is objective. It's not about the friendship. It's just a very practical way to help you navigate, when there is an issue that you never imagined, right? And then I always tell people that in a partnership, like I tell Chinelo, like if we disagree on something, whoever it is that feels more passionate about it has to find a way to convince the other person. And if you're not able to, then it's not a good idea. Because if it's a good idea, you'll be able to get the other person to see.
Right.
The point. Yeah.
I love that. Thanks for sharing that, for sure. Because I know a lot of times, even with collaborations, not even just business, but choosing people wisely is very important. I have a lot of friends that want to do things, and I'm like, it makes me nervous, honestly, because like you said, I would hate to like ruin a friendship over, something going crazy in the business. But yeah. Word on the street, though, is that Bolden is coming to retail soon. So can you please share more about that with us?
Yes, we are going to be in 1,085 Walmart stores in 3 weeks.
Yes. I live near a Walmart, so I hope it's going to be a Walmart.
Yes. Walmart approached us and we were like, yes, let's do it, because we're all about accessibility and affordability. So we have Walmart friendly sizes, and we're actually doing a product launch with this partnership. So we're very excited.
I got chills just now. I'm so excited
for that. That is so nice.
We are so excited, and because we're selling a routine, like Chinelo mentioned earlier, the cleanser, toner, SPF. We'll have those. We'll have a starter kit or a trial kit, so that you try it, in a smaller size, and you see if it works for you. And we'll also have a new product, a dark spot fix. Walmart is really excited about that, to help, a lot of people with darker skin treat hyperpigmentation. So.
Yes, I am super excited about it's such an elegant formulation, and the ingredient profile is to die for. I think we outdid ourselves. So we're excited.
Fantastic. That is fantastic. At this point of like where you are in business, like what do you do to celebrate yourself? Because you have to celebrate this. Like, what do you do?
Chinelo, before the pandemic, we traveled a lot, Chinelo and I, for business, but we always had fun.
It was so much fun.
We haven't been on on a trip like that. I guess last year we've been on trips. What am I saying?
Yeah.
But I just feel just when it's just us,
Yeah.
Because sometimes traveling with kids, it's not as relaxing, or girl trips.
Yeah.
Girl
Well,
trips.
my kids are getting a little older, so
yeah.
But the last trip that was super memorable, where it was international and it was like a beauty related trip. We went to Seoul.
Yeah, I went to Korea.
South Korea. The food was amazing. The whole beauty experience was it was very rejuvenating for us. It was good for us to fill up our tanks, to see what was new in beauty in Asia.
Do you remember that machine that there was something that they did where they could sort of like scan your skin
to see how moisturized,
how
hydrated it was.
They're like, oh, your skin is so good. We're like, yeah, Bolden.
Yes.
Yeah. Bolden.
Yes. That was a great trip. Yeah.
So we like to take trips and then find some time to do some self-care, massages, go to spas when we're traveling. So that's fun.
Yeah,
we haven't celebrated. I guess to answer your question, we will have to think of a way to celebrate Walmart. Yes.
We're so busy with the doing that we sometimes forget to celebrate the wins.
Because you have to think of Walmart, 1,000 stores, all the products making its way out there. It's a huge process to manage. So
yes, I was going to ask what goes into that behind the scenes, because it is such a big flex to be we're in retail, but to broker that deal behind the scenes, actually get those products manufactured and out to all those stores. How do you feel? What goes into it?
I feel excited. We've been so busy. And then now we'll have to start doing the work of, we've already started, of spreading the message and, getting everyone to go to Walmart and check us out. Yeah.
I love it. So at the end of the day, Chinelo and Ndidi, what are you working towards your legacy being when it's all said and done?
For me, I just want to I want to be a good role model for my kids. I want them to see that they can achieve whatever it is they want if they put their mind to it. And more important than telling people is for them to see it. So I'm really excited that they get to see me go to work from conception. They see when we're just when we have the graphics of an idea, to when the formulations come in, the testing, to when we have a final product that we're selling, and when someone does a video review. They've seen that process, that creation process. I think that's the best education for them. So I'm just happy that they're able to witness that firsthand. And that's it for me. I'm happy with that.
And for me, I feel like I just want to make a lot of women happy, and just introduce a lot of new great products and just do this for as long as I can. I just really love happy women, happy customers. When they send emails, it makes me so happy. I just don't know how to describe the feeling. So I want to continue doing it. Everything Chinelo said, plus this. My kids are still quite young. I don't think my 5-year-old knows exactly. He knows Bolden, but I don't think he knows he just knows the shea oil because he uses it on his hair every morning on his body. But my older son writes a lot of essays in school about Bolden and his mom. His teacher was like, "Can I have some products?" So I do want to also, let them know that, if they set their mind to it, that there are people that are out there that will help you, realize your dreams, just try. You gotta try. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm over here thinking if I ever have kids one day, I need to have a brand for collateral of I thought you liked that skincare. What about that A? I need my son to get an A for this cleanser, okay? Is there anything else coming up that you want to share? Anything coming up for you personally or with the brand?
Oh, we have products in development. So our next big thing is this Walmart launch, but we are constantly launching.
Mhm.
So,
We have an eye cream that we're also working on.
yeah, so
Because that's one thing that as we age, the area like around the eye just gets darker.
Mhm.
For a lot of older Black women that we've met at the show, that's like the one biggest complaint. So we're working on an eye cream.
Okay.
Different from our eye patch. Our eye patch is, for the under eye area, but this is just like the entire eye area. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. This was such a fun interview.
Mhm.
Before I let you go, though, I didn't forget about the rapid fire questions, okay? So whatever comes to your mind first, just spit it out. You're gonna do great, Chinelo, okay?
Chinelo, you go first.
Yeah, so when I
why,
ask the question,
why don't I practice with you, Ndidi? Like, oh, okay.
Okay, you said just say three things, whatever.
yeah, it's gonna be super easy. So I guess when I ask the question, Chinelo can go first and then you can answer it
Okay,
right after her and Didi. So the first one, what are the top 3 keys to your success so far?
Top 3 keys to success.
I think I'm very authentic. Oh, we're very authentic. Like, this is me at work, outside. It's the same version. If I'm responding to customers, it's the same me. So there isn't a different version of me. So I think that it shows with the brand messaging that we're consistent and authentic. I think so. That's one.
Can you hear my background noise? I'm sorry.
No, we couldn't.
Doing something outside. All right. So for me, practicality. Like we're very practical. So I think like authentic, practical sort of all goes together. And we're not scared to ask. We always ask.
Yeah. I think I think also we're doing important work. I think that us just existing is important in the industry. Making the case that we should be prioritized. We are customers who spend money. We should never be an afterthought. And I think that just our existing is making a difference in the industry.
So I think practical, always ask. You will you get a lot of no's, but you also get some yeses. And then also like do every part of your business if you can. Like, because that's the only way you understand how it works. Do a little bit of finance, do marketing, go to shows, speak to customers, also try to imagine your product being shipped from one point to another and see all the touch points. Like you have to understand your entire business. So we are not scared to get into it, to do everything, do influencer videos. So until I did one, I was like, oh, this is not so easy. Washing my face and saying all these things in front of like people. I don't know. It wasn't my comfort zone. So yeah, I think that helps you understand what goes behind all the points, that touch a product. Yeah.
I love that. How do you measure your success? Is it like money? Is it resting? I don't know.
No, I think for us, and I think we've talked about this, Ndidi, it's that we get to determine what success looks like in this business. Like we're not really in a race with anybody else but ourselves. So if we set out to make products that we're proud of for this customer that looks like us, and we're meeting all of those benchmarks, then we're very successful. It gives us, flexibility. And when you're working for yourself, the passion drives you that you end up putting in a lot more hours than you would in your regular job if you were just working for the money. So you have to have a reason beyond money as a motivator. So for us, we're very passionate about what we do, and the reward is really when we get to meet our customers. The number of hugs we get, some of the reviews are like, sometimes I see a review, I'm like, oh my God, that we actually did this.
Yeah.
We're touching lives. Your face is a critical part of who you are. It's the face you're showing the world, and it really affects your confidence.
Yeah.
So your ability to be in the world and be comfortable in your God-given skin. A lot of women appreciate that, and to us, that's very rewarding, very successful. So we don't necessarily calculate success in terms of money. Money's good, not gonna lie. But money allows you to do a lot of things. But it's really the impact on what people say about you and your brand when you're not in the room. So we're very excited about the brand we've built.
Absolutely.
She said it all. But I want to say, just personally, like personal success really is just about like just having a balance. I just never like to feel like it's nothing is to the exclusion of like just being okay. Like what I mean by that is I like the fact that we're growing organically, because it allows us to really think about the business and develop products that we want to. So can you imagine there's like so much external pressure that you're like, you're not giving it your full self or your thought, and you're just constantly like going and you're not taking time to think, and so I just feel like I just need to be comfortable, and fulfilled, to me that's success, like being able to like not feel so much pressure, and just be comfortable with what you're doing and be happy with what you're putting out, and happy to do what you do. Yeah. So just no pressure. I don't like pressure. So
yeah, we love the pace at which we are growing, without maybe added pressure from outside. So I think that's the thing we like about it. We get to decide what success is, and there isn't a metrics that we're trying to hit that was set by someone else.
I love that. What is the best advice you've ever received, or a piece of advice that's always just stuck with you throughout, your life?
I like the advice that perfection is the enemy of like progress. Yeah, so you don't need to have it perfected. And a lot of people do this with, I'm writing a business plan, and when I do the business plan, I'll do this. And they spend years in the idea phase. What you need to do is actually get down to doing, because you get the opportunity to iterate. Like if it's not perfect the first time around, you can do a second version. If you look at our packaging, the first time we started, looks 100, like it's like a 180 in terms of what it looks like, the sizing of the product. Right. But we were out there. You have to start doing to learn, right? Okay, and start tweaking. But if you were waiting for, I have to launch and it has to be perfect, I think you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, and for me, it's to like accept problems. Like if you deny problems, then you suffer. So just accept it. Like if something has gone wrong, by accepting it, then you can start thinking about solutions. But if you're in denial and you're still struggling, you end up, things. The faster you accept that there is, okay, maybe this is not working or this has failed. What do I do about it? And there's always a solution. It's just how you wrap your mind around it,
Dude, we could use some of that advice.
I know.
We keep saying, these products, there's some products that we might want to, sunset just because, but then customers are like, I love this so much. Like, yeah, but there's how many of you?
Might have to just bring it out the archives every now and then for them to like.
Exactly. That's what we're thinking. That's like one of our the buttermint shea oil. Oh, every now and then we'll get a desperate customer like, can't you guys do a limited edition?
That was my favorite, actually.
That's your favorite, right?
Yeah, that was my favorite, but I had to let go of it because it just was not moving as much as the rest. Yeah. So I think just, like, okay, this has happened, or this is the situation.
Yeah, we're giving it a fair shot.
Yeah. What am I gonna? Okay, it's happened. Now what's next? I think that helps you, deal with problems faster and better versus when you just try to avoid, admitting that there is a problem.
Right. So the next one, what advice would you give to another brand owner right now, maybe skincare brand owner, who is just not seeing the results that they want out of their brand and they're just ready to give up on it?
Oh, skincare specifically is tough. And it's tough if you go to the skincare aisle and know that, and just see the number of brands that are there and think there's like 1,000 others that didn't make it to the shelves. It is tough. I would say you have to be brutally honest with yourself to figure out, if you have, if you're offering value to your customers always have to care. Like, why should your customer care about your brand? Or what is your unique proposition? Like, why would they care about you versus the alternative? And if you don't give them a reason to care, they won't care. So if you cannot find that reason why your customers should care or want to purchase, like if you were your customer, would you purchase? Like, what are you doing that is significant or would make them care about your brand or the products you're making that would make them purchase? And if you can't answer that question, maybe it's time to pivot.
Right. Love that. You want to add, Ndidi, or that's it?
Yeah, so there's that. And then also, because it may be something like that, or it may just be that, maybe you don't have enough resources, and then maybe you need some help. Maybe you need a partner, someone that might see things differently, someone that has other types of skills that can, sort of support yours. So I think you just have to, just take a broad look and try to identify what could be the problem. Is it just like Chinelo said, do you have to rebrand or, so yeah, just take some time and just be honest to yourself.
All right.
There are a lot of solutions. Yeah.
Absolutely. What is a resource that helps you in your business that you can share with the Friends in Beauty community?
Resource. I'm not gonna say Google Sheets. No.
I think speaking with people, for me, it's just speaking to, even if it's like a brand, a service or product that is different from yours. You just don't know where you get ideas from. Just speaking to other business owners. Sometimes you find that your problem is not unique. So maybe it lets you just, relax a little bit. This is not such a big deal because everybody else struggles with this, So I think just speaking with people, that have businesses.
Yeah, I love that. And Chinelo said Google Sheets because
I know. Google Sheets has helped us just because it's like, online on the cloud, and a lot of people can utilize it. But I think there are a lot of maybe productivity tools. If you're running, because our team is all over. So we're constantly looking for that software where we can all work and see each other's work. So right now I'm liking Slack, but also Airtable. I think we've used Airtable. Yeah, we've used
Basecamp. I like Basecamp.
But that's true. We've used Basecamp too. Yeah, so I think there are a lot of, technology is amazing now, especially, going through the pandemic. We found ways and resources to work together. So I want to say use technology.
I love that. So this is the last one, okay? So I just want you to fill in the blank. and just say, my name is blank, and the key to longevity and success is whatever you think it is.
Oh, I'm just going to say what I said before. My name is Chinelo, and I think the key to longevity and success in this business is authenticity.
My name is Ndidi, and I think the key to longevity and success is to try to be adaptable to change, to accept change, embrace it, because sometimes there are opportunities in change. So,
yay,
I like that. Yeah, I actually like that. Yeah. Change is constant.
Change is constant, and that's one thing I'm accepting as I get older. I'm like, it just never stops. It just never stops. Yeah. It just things are always changing.
It's true, and the earlier you accept it, the better you are for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ndidi, get on TikTok. That's change.
I know. I'm not so good with social media. Chinelo, oh, thank goodness for Chinelo, because without her, I would be lost in the social media world. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you how bad we are. If I am the social media guru, then we know we're in trouble. But we have help though. We have help. So
let's say get on TikTok so you can struggle like the rest of us. But
but you have to get on because I think in terms of the future, that seems to be the place with the biggest growth. So
all right, I'll get on.
And the other thing, maybe I should get on. You can be your authentic self on TikTok.
On TikTok, yeah.
All right.
Mine is the time.
Game on.
Time to get on TikTok.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah. Because once you get in, you get sucked in, and you can be there for a long time. That's the thing. That's where I need my area of just the control. When I'm enjoying something, I want to enjoy it for as long as possible. So.
Well, before you go, share your social media information or your website, wherever people can connect with you and buy some products and get their skincare routine together.
Okay, so first of all, you can get us on our website, boldenusa.com. We're on Amazon. We're Amazon Choice for certain categories, so amazon.com. And then in 2 weeks, please go to your nearest Walmart and look for us and the sisters. And on Instagram, we're Bolden USA.
Twitter, Bolden USA. Facebook, Bolden USA. Yeah.
All right. So you can find them, Bolden USA, everywhere. Thank you so much, Chinelo and Ndidi. This was an absolute pleasure.
It was so much fun.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Share this episode with at least one friend in beauty, and subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts so that other friends in beauty can find this show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, #Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.